What's cracking, everyone? We are back with another episode of the Owl and the Smoke, a tentative working title. Nice and Who has also been another one. I couldn't claim South Central God's Time, but we our weekly episode, our weekly collab with our friend Hoohames. How we doing, man?
We're great.
Are you ready for the Iron Throne draft after this? We have something
I
in
am.
like 3 hours.
So all I'm going to tell you is you got picked 10, right? Or 11?
I have 11. No, I have 11.
Is you got to take Hampton at 11, man. If you want them, you got to take them.
Why do you think I want to pick 11? Why don't you think I've already set it up?
He ain't coming back. Like I promise you, if you pass,
well, he ain't making it to you at 13. I promise you that.
He ain't coming back past 13 and 16.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 13, 16. Like he ain't making it past both those picks. So you better take him.
What's funny is I want to pick 11, not just for 11, but also 18. I wanted that second pick with like at the very least I get the last running back that I'm good with, and then the Genty news. Walker getting hurt, things are a little dicey at the moment.
Literally, I wanted either 12 or 13 for sure, based on my tiers for that round, the next round, and the next round. It all of them end at that spot.
Yeah.
And the Genty and Walker stuff has made it like in a 14-man league, everything's different. Because all the levels change, right? So I really wanted 12, 13. And like 14, I'm probably fine because there is a player or two I like a lot more than I think the average person. But I definitely wanted to be there, and the Genty thing really put a damper in it.
Yeah, definitely changes the discussion. Yeah. But we got that Iron Throne in a few hours. If y'all haven't checked out the Iron Throne League, highly recommend. It's gonna be a great redraft season with myself, Hoohames, Chris the Candyman, the Toxic Tower, Hartman is in there, Steve O'Speak is in there, Spike Week is in there, Neil Orfield is in there, Joe Pisapia, Michael O'Hara. I feel like I'm forgetting at least two, three.
Jeff,
a bunch of people.
Jeff Blaylock from Football Guys, or
Jeff is in there.
Joey B, Joe Picks or whatever.
We got a fun time. But before we get going,
Fanatics.
Yes. How could I forget? Yeah. Rob is in there too. Rob is right between us. He has pick 12. Yeah. I'm 11, 12, and he's 13.
Yep.
So let's bring in the chat. We got Pepper Tony. He's Fimps today. Fancy Dog number 2 in the chat. What's up? We got Mike Rob in here. We're doing fine, even with a slight delay. We're doing just fine. But Fancy Dog is in the house. Bukowski's in the house. What's up, Coach Blunt and Coach Hames? We're gonna get you prepped for this season. Appreciate the blunt emojis and Game Tight asking, is the draft being streamed? It's being recorded and it will be posted separately. That is my understanding.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it should have been live, but I'm not in charge of it, so I'm gonna let it just happen how it is. But a pre-recorded episode. But Anthony's in here as well. What's up, Basketball on Call? All right, so. If you saw the title, saw the thumbnail, you know what today is. We are picking the NFL division winners. We're going to go through prediction matchups, and we're going to go division by division. There's about 6 teams that we drastically differ on, and so we'll review those schedules individually. And then there's a couple teams after that. If we have time, maybe we can have some fun and look at those too. But we'll have a fun discussion, and then we'll also go through our individual playoff brackets.
I haven't seen your ranking because I did mine. I sent him in. He did all the graphics for this episode, and because we swapped back and forth with that. And I'm gonna guess that one of the teams we're massively different on is the New York Giants. And
we'll scaled it back a touch. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I scaled that back just a touch, but we are 2 games. We are 2 games apart on that. I originally had it as 3, but I've brought them back just a little bit. But no spoilers. We'll go through division by division. Allow me to host, Hoohames. I've got things set up, and I'll take the reins. But I'm gonna let you.
I was just
play.
wanting to say that that's the only one I have any indication on which way we.
Okay. Well, this will be fun. This will be fun, not just for the audience, but for you as well. Fancy Dog is nervous. Peppertoni, are the records based on what previously guests predicted? They influence my opinion sometimes, but for the most part, it's still my legit choices. I haven't gone, I haven't bent over to anyone's opinion. That's definitely not the case. But the Ravens do not have a bye week in my picks. But all right, let's get to it. Let's bring it in. Let's bring up all the graphics and such. Let's start with our first one.
And
where else would we start, Hoohames? Where else would we start? AFC West, baby. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I have the Chargers winning at 13 wins. Then the Broncos, a playoff team. The Chiefs, also a playoff team, 11-6. And then the Raiders, 6-11. Who cares? But you have the Chiefs missing the playoffs. You have the Chargers 2 games lower than I do. We both have the Broncos 12-5, but you have them as the 1 seed in the AFC, and I have them as the 5 seed. So talk to me about your Chiefs, because this is a bit shocking to me.
I've been saying it all year. I don't think we're that great. Like Rashee Rice hampered, like that hurts. Like this division is insanely strong. Like the top 2 teams are awesome. I think Kansas City's a really solid team, but you got 4 games against Denver and LA. Like that's a 2-2 record probably there. We play the NFC West, I believe, too, which is like, so you got the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks, right? So we're going to win 1 or 2 of those, right? Like we'll beat the Cardinals. But I don't think our defense, so our offense isn't going to be great, but we're going to be solid enough to stay in games. And one of the reasons I I'm in on Kenneth Walker, but partially because like he's good at receiving. Like Emmett Johnson, I'm in on him because he's good at receiving. I think we're going to be behind a little bit. And how long have I been saying I think that Week 17 game is going to be the do or die for us having a chance at the playoffs?
I think it's more for the division, but I do understand that it's a big game. It's a big game. Do you want to look at their schedule and go through it game by game?
We can, but I'm going to guess that game by game, like I'm going to end up maybe a game or 2 higher. I don't know. Like I feel like the magic is gone in Kansas City as well.
Well, let's go through it, and then I'll let you pick these games. You haven't done it game by game individually, so maybe you'll surprise yourself. I doubt it, but I'll then tell you where I differ, where I think that things will be different. So let me set you up, and we'll go through this. We got the first matchup. I guess this is wrong. There's no way they get the same.
The Broncos are the Monday night game to start the season.
Okay, I put this in the
that
wrong
one
order.
is probably.
I think I have.
I think you just missed that one.
No, there's no way they start against it. This is the Detroit Lions schedule. I guess I messed this one up.
Okay,
now that I'm realizing it.
Well, when we don't play the Saints, we're not going to win. So is that a loss?
Well,
is that a loss?
Okay. Maybe I had everything right with that. That one was a bummer. Damn it! Of all the fucking teams. Okay, let me bring in the Chiefs then. The Chargers. I mean the Chargers. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I think week 1 we lose like against the Broncos at Arrowhead.
Damn. I assumed I had this right, but I'm seeing that this is just messed up. This is just wrong.
Are they all messed up?
These 2 specifically, I thought I already had them because I was prepping for that video.
Okay.
I guess I missed those 2, and I just assumed they were correct. So that's a bummer. But I have a way to fix it. I was
gonna say, if nothing else, we could just go look at the schedule on NFL.com, on the Chiefs or Chargers website.
I have it right here in this fashion. So
good.
Let's do it this way, and we'll just go in game by game. All right, here's the Chiefs schedule. Monday night home opener versus the Denver Broncos. Who you got?
Loss.
That's all right. I'll just keep track on my hands. We got week 2 versus the Colts.
Where's it at?
Oh shit, my bad. Here we go.
Okay.
Holy shit. Week 2 versus the Colts, Sunday Night Football.
I'll say win. Alec Pierce probably won't be 100% at that point. Like Keenan will still be working his way into the offense.
We got week 3 at Miami.
That's a win.
We got week 4 at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Win.
Bye week, then home to the Chargers.
Win.
They got swept last year, but okay. If you say so.
Andy Reid after a bye week, and it's at home.
Week 7 at the Seahawks.
Loss.
Sunday Night Football. That's a loss. Week 8 at the Broncos.
Loss.
So get swept by Denver. Interesting. Yeah. Week 9 versus the Jets.
This is a win.
And yeah, I think so.
Like
week 10 at the Falcons.
Win.
Week 11 versus Arizona.
A win. Like the Falcons one is a 50-50 game though. They match up really well with what we have, like offensively.
I would agree. That one's close, but
I think that is an upset alert one. I will say that.
So a potential 4th, but then week 12 at Buffalo. This is loss. I believe Thanksgiving. All right, that's their
Buffalo.
Fourth loss
Buffalo never loses to us in the regular season. Like they always beat us.
Yeah.
In the regular season, it's just a thing. Same with Cincinnati.
When it doesn't matter, they win. When it really matters, they lose. All right, so after the Bills game at the Rams,
a loss.
Then at the Bengals,
loss.
Versus the Patriots Monday night,
loss.
Whew. Really? 4 straight L's there. Damn. Yeah. Versus the Niners, week 16.
Win. So it looks like I have an 8-9.
And then versus the Chargers, week 17.
I think we lose that, and then we win against Vegas.
Okay, so you have them at 9-8. You have them at 9-8. I counted 8 losses.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that feels right then.
All right. Well, I think they are losing to the Broncos and the Colts. I think they start off 0-2, but then I think they beat the Dolphins and Raiders. I think they lose to the Chargers, but then I think they win 5 in a row. They beat the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Jets, the Falcons, and the Cardinals. I only think they lose to the Bills and Rams. I think they beat the Bengals, Patriots, and Niners. I think they get swept by the Chargers and then beat the Raiders. So basically the games we see differently would be that first Chargers game, the Colts game, and then I think they beat the Bengals, the Patriots, and the Niners. Like there's 5 games that we kind of see differently, and overall that's like a shift of like 2 and 3.
I have Kansas City winning at home against the Raiders and losing on the road, and I think Denver matches up very well for Kansas City. I just think that their whole team, like offensive and defensively, they do everything that we don't want the other team to do.
Well, and if you're right, I'm not going to be upset about that.
I don't care. I think that the Bengals. I think the Bengals are a really good team this year. And we'll get into that, but I think that they're the up and down. Like them and Buffalo both play Kansas City really well in the regular season, really well.
Yeah, there's not a path to win the division. I think like at best they go like 3-3 or something. I worry about getting swept by at least one of the other teams that I think is better, but like I see them bouncing back. I think their schedule's kind of easy, and like I think they are capable of beating the Bengals and the Patriots. I mean, so
they're capable of winning every game. Like that doesn't mean they will. Like they're a solid team, but like I think they're like just Mahomes, right? And Chris Jones is older. He wasn't as good last year. Maybe he's more motivated. I don't like what we did at corner. I do think Mansour Delane's going to be awesome, but like we have nobody on the other side. We lost a linebacker that matters a lot. We drafted defensive line depth that's not going to be ready this year, but ready next year. Like we did nothing in the draft to really help us that much, and we focused fully on the defensive side. because they just believe that Mahomes can carry him on offense, and we'll see. Like if Cyrus Allen is him, like our offense might be good enough. I really do think that we're going to be just like Brady in those years, who's just dragging along an okay offense. They had elite defenses those years. Kansas City doesn't have an elite defense anymore. I think people are holding on to the thought that they still do. I don't think they do.
Yeah, if Mansour Delane can replace Trent Duffy adequately, they still don't have an elite defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And the bet on Kenneth Walker is really reliant. But I think Walker elevates their team enough, and like as long as Rice and Worthy stay healthy, if Cyrus Allen actually like delivers, I think they'll be better than last year. But they were like teetering on 500 all season, and then like once Mahomes got hurt, it was like just tank city. So I could see 9-8 for sure. I think they will find a way, though. I personally do. But if I'm wrong, I'm not going to be upset about that at all.
Yeah, I like they were a team I had at 10, and I had them at 10-7 because I didn't go game by game like that. I just kind of put all records in on what I thought people would kind of finish, and whenever the win-loss didn't add up correctly, I took wins away from a couple teams. Kansas City is one of the teams I took away a win.
Gotcha.
So like I had them originally, like original fields 10-7, but I took a team like because I know we played a reasonably tough schedule. So
I can see why they wouldn't make it. Like they looked bad last year. But let's pivot to the Chargers. I'll go through my individual game picks, and I'll just give you a beat to like say if you would agree or disagree. Like because we're gonna have at least 2 games different. I'll let you know what I'm thinking, and you confirm or deny. Week 1, hosting the Arizona Cardinals, automatic win. Week 2 versus Las Vegas, I think they win again. Week 3, I think they go into Buffalo, and even though it's like the East Coast road trip morning game, I think Mike McDaniel knows the Bills really well. I think they win this game. I think they win Week 3 at the Bills. What say you?
No,
not seeing it. All right, so the Bills game will be an interesting one. Why don't you think so?
I think the West Coast thing is a real deal. We've also seen it with this team not being great going across, like both LA teams actually, and I think that is going to be a big enough game for Buffalo. Like, I think that they're Josh Allen plus James Cook matches up pretty well with you against your defense too. Like, because like James Cook might just crush, and
I do worry about him. I kind of think they're not going to pay as much attention to this matchup because they start off with such a brutal schedule. The Bills are at Houston versus Detroit versus the Chargers versus the Patriots and at the Rams. Like of all those games, I kind of feel like the Chargers might be a little bit slept on. I think they can find a way, but I do think that's one of the like key toss-ups of their season. I just trust coaching a little bit more.
This is going to be a minus 135 betting game, one way or the other.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. Probably
it's going to be like 1 point or 0.5 or whatever.
If it was in like December and there was like big snow factoring in, I would give it to the Bills. But I think it's September when the weather's not a problem. I think the Chargers can find a way, but obviously on the road, that one I understand some pushback here. I think they lose at Seattle.
I actually think they win.
Really? Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I think they lose to the Denver Broncos in Week 5.
Yeah.
But then I think they win on the road at the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are coming off the bye, but I don't think they're losing 3 in a row. And they swept the Chiefs last year, so I think they win.
Yeah, we just have those 2 games flipped.
Gotcha.
Seattle, Kansas City.
Okay, well then after the bye week, it's technically a road game, but it's at SoFi at the Rams. I think they win. I think they win. I know it's a really tough game, but I think they can win it. And if it goes the other direction, then I could see maybe they come off of that game and beat the Houston Texans. But I think they're going to go like full throttle. I think they beat the Rams and then lose to the Texans the week after.
Yeah. I think, man, I don't think you guys can lose 4 in a row.
Right?
Like they have to win one of those games. And I'm going to give Houston the win, or I'm going to give you guys the win against Houston. I'm going to say, well, I have you beating. No, I had Kansas City winning that game. So, like, you're going to lose to Denver. You're going to win against Kansas City. You're going to stay in LA, and you're going to lose one of those two games. I don't know which.
Basically, from Buffalo through the Texans, that's like the toughest part of their schedule. Those 6 games are a gauntlet.
Baltimore's a good.
I have them at 3-3. You have them at I think 2-4. Is basically the difference.
Yeah, and I like looking at the rest of the schedule.
Well, Monday night versus at the Ravens, I think they win. I think Harbaugh beats Minter. I think that's going to happen.
I think so too. Just because, like, I think that they win that game because, traveling to the East Coast but being not in the early window matters.
Yeah. Monday night, I don't think it matters at all. And then they come home, they're beating the Jets. I think they get revenge against the Patriots. That's a Sunday night game at home. I think the East Coast moving West Coast for a night game is a bit tougher. I think they beat the Patriots. I could see that one being a toss-up.
I think you lose to the Patriots there.
Well, I think they lose on the road at Tampa the week after. I think that's where the road trip is a problem.
Yeah.
And then at Las Vegas, I think they sweep them. I think they beat the Niners. I think at that point in the year, the Niners are going to be really bad, to be honest. And then at Miami, they win. I think they sweep the Chiefs, but then I think they I think they close out with 5 wins, actually. I think Bucs loss is the last one. I think they win out.
I think I have you guys like around 500 and then winning 6 in a row at the end.
I could see that.
I think that's what I have. I think I have you losing 5 games early, going 5-5, and then winning 6 in a row.
Yeah, other than the Jets game, like week 3 through week 12 is so difficult.
Yeah.
And then Tampa through Denver is like really
I think Denver probably wins that last game, though. Like, I think you win from Tampa down to KC and then lose against Denver.
Well, I think they split, and if they lose the first one, then I think they're going to find a way. But on the road, it could definitely happen. I think that last game is to set up the division winner. Like, that last game is for the division. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and actually, like, I think I'll swap, and like I think you guys will just split with Denver home and away. Like, both of you guys went at home. Like, I could see that.
I could see that too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because especially being at Denver in the snow.
But I think at worst they're 12-5. I don't see them being they got better. They got significantly better last year and they won 11 games. I think they have to have a better record. If they get 11 wins again, I think that's a big disappointment. I know the schedule has some tough spots, but I think they can find some key pieces. I have them at 13-4. The only games I have them losing are the Bucs, the Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos, and Seattle. But if you told me they lost to the Rams and swapped out Houston or Tampa, I would understand. I'd believe you. But I think they're going to close out 8-1.
I think their range is 10 wins bottom and up to 14. Like, I think that's like their range. And
10
I think
would be a big disappointment, but I think the high range of that is understandable. I have them between 11 and 13.
I know people aren't worried about the center because you guys drafted the guy.
Yeah.
But like, it's still a rookie center. You do have your tackle still. But your defense has a few holes in the run game and all that. So I don't know. I would like them. I would like them to win some games. I've always liked the Chargers a bit. I like Herbert.
They're a fun team. They're one of the most entertaining teams to watch, and then they just let it come down to the wire with terrible mistakes. It's such an annoying franchise, but this is their year. This is their year. I have them winning the division. We will see. But
and like I battle. I think I also had the chart because I always, whenever I do the records, I always have like 10 extra wins, and then I go back and give losses. And the Chargers are one of those I did that with as well. So two losses came out of this division because of their schedules.
What I've noticed between our like differences, you have like the league a bit flatter in terms of records, where I have like a clear bottom tier that is just dog shit and not like overtly tanking, but essentially tanking.
Well, I mean, I have 4 teams at like 4 wins or less, I think.
Yeah, but some of them you have at like 6 wins, and I have them at 2. So
Yeah.
we'll go through this. You'll see
Yeah.
it. Here's an example.
Yeah.
1 game off on the Bills and Patriots, and basically, if I had to guess, you have a game between them going the other way, and that's why they have the division tiebreaker. So basically, I didn't see the point of pulling up their individual schedules. Like, if I had to guess, there's just like one matchup that we just see differently. But I don't understand how you see 5 wins for the Jets, brother. I have them at 2-15, and then I have the Dolphins at 1-16.
I've been on this all year, man. Like I think their defense or their offensive line is okay. I think that they have good offensive weapons. I think that they're just going to get in a couple shootouts and like steal a win here and there. Like, I don't think Geno's as bad as some people believe. I think he's not good, but I think that if he's protected, he's going to be able to like get into some shootout kind of things. I do think that this could be one of those teams that in week 6 or 7, whenever Aaron Glenn gets fired, the team kind of rallies together and plays better.
Maybe, but like, I just don't see it, man. I really don't see it.
I get it. Like their defense is not great, but I think they have a lot of offensive weapons.
I hate the coach, I hate the quarterback. So the weapons just like don't compensate enough.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know where these 5 wins are going to come from, but I think that they'll steal a game or 2. And like the Dolphins, I think Achane alone is worth 2 games.
Possibly, but if he's used as much as they claim he will, I think he might get hurt. The wins for the Jets I'm predicting are against the Browns, and I think they split with the Dolphins, so that Jets game is the only win I have for the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a brutal schedule. The Dolphins like never catch a break. There's literally like only the Jets games that look at all interesting. Everything else is fucking tough. They have a really tough schedule, the Dolphins.
Do the Dolphins play does Buffalo play the Dolphins at Miami late? Because that week 17 game is late, right?
Yeah, week 17 is at Miami.
So Buffalo, for whatever reason, late in the season against Miami, they just don't do well. Historically. Now, I don't think this year is going to reflect that, but it is a trend that's happened. Like,
it's possible. Like, I think a lot of that was Mike McDaniel. That's why I think the Chargers can beat the Bills. I think it's all Mike McDaniel.
It may be.
Well, he kept them competitive with like what was it, like Skylar Thompson in the playoff game when Tua was out. Like they actually had like some fight in them with like their 3rd string quarterback. So I think it's all Mike McDaniel. But we'll see. Maybe I'm really underestimating them. Let me just read off the Dolphins' schedule to you real quick, because like, where do you see 3 wins here? At Raiders, at Niners, versus Chiefs, at Minnesota, versus the Bengals, bye week, at the Jets, versus the Patriots, versus the Lions, at the Colts, at the Bills, versus the Jets, at Denver, versus Chicago, at Green Bay, versus the Chargers, versus the Bills, at the Patriots. Like, other than the Jets games, like, there is nothing there.
I mean, so games I think they could possibly win, like just maybe Raiders.
Possibly.
I think the Vikings, Cincinnati can lose to anybody because of the defense.
That's
the
true.
Jets, Detroit also, like, their offense is really, really good, but that defense doesn't look great right now. And like, I don't think that's like, I think that's a really low chance. I don't think Indy has like kind of blow up potential as well. The Jets again, like Chicago, probably not. So like, there's like, that's like 5 possible wins. So
Vegas,
I probably do have it too high. It's probably like 4, like 3 to 4 is probably right. Like, for the Dolphins, I had 3 wins, right?
Yeah, you had 3.
Yeah, so that's about right. Yeah, that, like, I think there's like 5 possible wins there. I think that when it's close and you're a bad team, you tend to like try harder, and they'll pull out some of those games they shouldn't. And I could see like, I don't know, Cincinnati feels like they're going to fumble like games against bad teams.
It's possible.
Detroit does that too. And Green Bay is known for that. And they have a game at Green Bay. Like Green Bay they are like the most well-known team for just punting when they don't need to punt. Like when they have zero ability. Like
the Dolphins playing at the Packers in December, they can't handle the weather though. Like that's not a team that can handle that. So agree to disagree, but like we're still having them bottom out. So I guess we don't have to go too crazy on it.
I think that might have been a Tua stat.
It's still just the straight team. Like I think it's just the team though. But like there is the Malik Willis and the coach's connection. Maybe that revenge game does factor in. It's possible.
I mean, Malik has been successful up there in the cold.
Yeah, but the Dolphins are just not prepped for it. Like the overall team, I think, has an issue in the cold. But agree to disagree. At worst, like they're 1-16, and like at best, they're like 4-13. Like,
yeah, I looked more optimistic on that one. Like, I tried to not give any team under 3 wins, basically, because like the chaos of the season, like things just happen, and like teams beat teams they shouldn't every single year, and it's like you have to be historically bad to be under 3 wins, like historically bad.
Well, I think it's possible. Let's move on to the.
But you have AFC 2 of them in the same division as historically bad.
Yeah, I do. I think they're tanking, man. We'll see. So here's the AFC North, and we are pretty much in lockstep agreement on this. I have the Browns bottoming out. You have them at 6 wins. So like I'm more inclined to go crazy pessimistic. Yeah. And like, you're just more reasonable, which is fair. I like if we were like 5-6 years ago or like a decade ago, it's really tough for a team to go that bad, but it's happened more often lately.
Can I just say on the Cleveland thing, I did my ranks before Watson got named.
It doesn't change much though. It doesn't change that much.
I mean, depending on how many games he starts, like
I think he'll have the 2 first week road games, and then he'll have the home opener, and then he gets booed off the field, and by week 4 it should work.
I keep hearing that take, but like if this is an owner's decision, which it feels like it's an owner's decision at this point, like he's probably going to play till at least the Jets game, and that's a game they could win. If anybody but him.
He looks terrible.
He looks so bad.
He looks awful, man.
But we also got people who are biased posting these pictures, right? Like we don't have any. Do you want to be the Deshaun Watson guy? Do you want to be the guy like being like, hey, he's awesome? Like, do you think they're going to post anything positive for him no matter what? The answer is no.
Yeah, nobody wants to talks, man. The way he's talking is like, I'm already checked out. Like he doesn't want to be there. Like it's like they're putting him out there to get slaughtered or something. Like he's out there just to get hurt again. He sucks. He's really, really bad. And he's checked out. I don't see it.
He is. And like I just think that defense is still really, really good even without Garrett. Like I think that defense, like I really believe if they just had Mason Rudolph as quarterback, that they would be like an 8-win team.
I think losing Garrett is a huge deal. Like, I know they brought in Jared Verse and stuff, but I think that's just a game breaker that kept them in it in a way that is just not going to help them. I really worry about them. They have a terrible coach as well. They're not set up for success at all. But
not a fan of Monken?
I'm not at all.
I mean, maybe. Like, this is one of those teams that I was like, do I believe in the defense? Do I not? And I come around to like, not only do I sort of believe in the defense, but like, if they get anybody that can like reasonably throw the ball, which may not be something they have a lot of offensive weapons. Like they have a lot of weapons on offense. And if the defense is like average, I think they're going to just take a game or two, like here and there for people.
I mean, you can put a rocket launcher paired you can take the ammunition from a rocket launcher and put it in a water gun, and it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they have the arsenal, they have the weaponry, the ammunition, but they don't have the cannon to fucking fire that shit. Like they don't have the quarterback play. But maybe Shador shocks me down the stretch. It's possible. The wins that I predict for the Browns are versus Pittsburgh week 4. It's a Thursday night game, and then off the bye versus the Raiders. Those are the only 2 games. I could see them beating the Titans on the road. I could maybe see them beat the Bengals once just because it's the Bengals. But, like, that's still a maximum of 4. I have a hard time finding 6.
I mean,
but that's just me.
People are going to hate this. What about week 1 at Jacksonville?
No. There's
Jacksonville
there's no fucking chance.
Jacksonville is a huge regression candidate this year.
There is no that we're gonna get to them in. They're up next. Yeah. That's a big point of contention.
Yeah, I know.
Before we move on, I don't want to spend too much time on the Browns.
At Jacksonville. I don't know what the line is right now, but if it's like less than 6.5, I'm betting on the Browns week 1 against Jacksonville.
Go for it. There's no fucking chance Deshaun beats Trevor Lawrence. There's no chance.
There's a really good chance Trevor Lawrence beats Trevor Lawrence.
I don't think so. I fully disagree.
I
against the Browns, no fuck. I'll put $50 on that right now, man. Again, but do you want to talk about the Ravens and I feel like we should talk about the Bengals before we move on. Like I don't want to just only talk about the Browns.
I mean, we're very much in lockstep here. I think the Ravens are going to be awesome. I think the Bengals defense, like they were solid on offense without Joe Burrow, and they cooked with Joe Burrow. As long as they're healthy, they're good. Sexy Dexy plus the linebacker they got, Rodriguez, like that's going to shore up the middle of that defense really well. Now they're going to have trouble on the outside still, but like at least they're not going to get the ball ran completely down their throat as hard this year.
Basically, my take on the Bengals is as long as Burrow stays healthy, they're a playoff team. If he misses any time, they'll probably back down to 8 and 9. That's just how their years go every single season.
Exactly.
But the Ravens, I do think win it. The tiebreaker I have for them is like strength of victory. It's really close, but I went with the Ravens atop.
Yeah, I had a couple tie breaks like that in mind.
All right, so since we see it so succinctly, very much in lockstep, other than the Browns, we can probably just move on. And lastly, in the AFC, I have the AFC South. I don't understand your Jags hate. So we are going to put you on the spot, Hoohames. But I got the Jags as the only team in this division. We both have the Texans at 11-6. I think the Colts are 1 game better. I used to believe in the Titans. I used to have them at like 7 wins. And the more I look at Cam Ward film, I'm like, holy shit.
It's not looking good.
No way. I'm really losing faith. So we'll go through both of the Jags. I do have this one. So let me get this one set up for you.
So every year there's at least one team that goes from the playoffs out of the playoffs. And there's one team that was like nowhere close that goes into it. And this year, the Jaguars, to me, there's like a clear regression candidate because they have no secondary, like zero.
Not if Travis Hunter delivers.
He was getting cooked by he's been getting cooked by who was it today? There was somebody that's like an average player that was cooking them.
Even if they suck, so their run defense is really good.
Their run defense is really good. And their offense is probably going to be pretty solid. But I think they're very thin at a lot of positions. And I think that they're a team that 2 or 3 injuries could completely tank. And that's just kind of what I think. I think that this is one of those teams that through the course of the season, they're going to get a couple injuries that like, if they have one of those defensive linemen go down, like there's no way that secondary is going to hold up. Like they already can't hold up. Like, so
let's see how they get there though. Week 1 versus the Browns. I'm going to let you have that, but I'm gonna come back here and fix it at the end. I promise you, there's no way I'm keeping this on the board. But all right, so an L week 1, then at Denver,
loss
number 2.
I mean, are they gonna start 0-6?
You think they're losing the Patriots
Yeah.
also? Holy shit!
Oh,
man.
we'll give them the Bengals.
At least one. So their first win is at the Bengals. What about versus the Eagles?
Loss, and then lost to Texans.
Jeez, man, you are mean.
This is a rough schedule.
I will go back and tell you what I think, but this is crazy to me. After the bye, they get the Colts at home. They have not lost to the Colts at home in like 15 years.
Yeah, win.
Okay, thank God. At the Ravens.
Loss.
Whoops. Then they are at the Titans.
Win. And the next 3 are wins.
So the Giants game is also a win.
Yeah.
The Titans game, another win. And then what about the Bears game at Chicago?
I'll give them a win.
So generous. What a different second half of the season. Then versus the Steelers.
A random loss because they're riding high. They're riding high. It's about time for a crap team to put them in their place. And then another loss.
At the Houston Texans, a loss. Then we have at Dallas.
A loss. And now they're feeling down and there we go.
Week 17 versus the Commanders.
A win.
And then the final game versus the Colts.
Where am I at? Like I'm going double win here. But
so a win at the Colts?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be an 8-9 record. So even worse than what you originally said.
So maybe they can beat the Browns. Maybe they can beat the Browns. maybe they can beat the Browns. I'm feeling like maybe they could win that game. I actually think that game's going to be close. Like whatever the betting line is, I'm going to bet on the Browns to cover.
You're going to lose that bet, brother. You're going to lose that bet. I think they beat the Browns. I think they lose to the Broncos. I think they beat the Patriots. I think they beat the Bengals. I think they beat the Eagles and Texans. Both those games are in London. Then they have the bye.
Oh, they get the double London thing.
Yeah,
give me
London.
Like I could see the second Houston, like the second game there. Then the first one, no, but because they're probably going to stay in London, like maybe.
Yeah, why would they leave London?
Yeah,
they're winning at least one of them.
I think that and they're also more used to doing that. But I'm going to keep it at loss there. Like we're good.
I'm changing it.
Okay.
I'm giving it to him. There we go. And then after the bye week, I think they're beating the Colts. I think they're losing to the Ravens. They beat the Titans, the Giants, and the Titans. They get those 3. We agree on that. I think they lose to the Chicago Bears, but I think they beat the Steelers. I think they lose to the Texans and Cowboys, and then I think they win out. I have them at 12-5. So it's the Patriots game, it's the Eagles game, and the Steelers game, basically. Those are where I view it differently.
I had to give them one win against a good team, so that's why I gave them a win against Chicago.
Well, we'll see, but I think you're giving them too many L's to start. I think you have a little too much faith in the Patriots and the Eagles.
I don't. I don't even love the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles stack up pretty well against them.
Well, at the very least, you've come around to give them 10-7 record. So it's a little bit higher than you.
I mean, you gave them a 10-7 record.
Well, you came around on the Texans game and the Browns game.
I mean, we could just give them the loss to Chicago. We're good.
Either way, we disagree. You're lower on the Jags. I think the Jags are like the best Super Bowl bet other than the Chargers, honestly. I think the Jags are going to be right there.
The Jaguars are the team that I think a lot of people are going to be in on. And this is every year I pick a team to kind of be out on and that everybody's in on. This is kind of that bet this year. And it doesn't mean that I think they're going to be bad for fantasy or anything. I think that their offense is still going to be good. I think their defense is going to regress a bunch is all.
I think their offense is going to be just too good to fail. That's my take.
I mean,
I think I trust their offense just too much.
Their offense is going to be really solid, but it's like just look at those defenses they're going against: Denver, New England, Philly, Houston, Baltimore. Like all of those are top 10 defenses for sure. And then elite offenses and Chicago plus Dallas. And I do think that they are probably pretty solid against Indy both games. And the Tennessee stretch, like Tennessee Giants and Tennessee, like that feels pretty doable. But like those from Denver to Houston is a very, like, honestly, from Denver to Baltimore is a very rough stretch.
I think,
and that is
those
very
games
early in the season.
Are definitely the tougher ones. I think because of the London matchups, I think they have an advantage. If those games didn't have London factored in at all,
and
I think I would agree with you.
Yeah, I wasn't factoring that in, but like, I'll just ride with it.
Well, I respect your conviction, Hoohames. We disagree on that one. However, I think the Texans are going to miss the playoffs just by one game, but we agree on their final schedule. For the sake of time, do you want to pick the Texans, or you want to just move on? I think
we could do whatever you want. Like, I think we got an hour, right?
Yeah, we're already at 45 minutes. I think I'm going to skip this just because we both have them at 11 wins. I don't think it's necessary.
I mean, the defense is awesome. Their offense is going to be fine, not great.
Yeah, they have winnable games, but then their offense just might not show up.
And like Tennessee could definitely be worse than that, but I was not expecting that defense to look as bad as it has. Like, Tennessee might be a 3-win team. Like, that is one I could definitely like if you would tell me that Tennessee goes to 3 wins and then you want to add 2 wins to the Jaguars, I don't think that that's crazy.
Yeah, the Titans.
I
used to think were a problem in division, and I had a lot of teams lower, but then I was like, wait a minute. The more I think about it, no,
I never thought that they were a problem. I don't think this division as a whole is like super strong, is all. So I thought that they would, because I'm lower on the Jags than most people. The Texans, as good as they are as a team, like those teams that are really good defensive teams that are low scoring just lose random games, right? That's just what they do. Because they keep the games close and weird things happen. So like, I just thought the Titans would steal a couple, like 3 wins in the division, like 2 or 3 wins in the division to get them to 5, kind of. But
I can understand that for my standpoint. I thought they really found a groove in the second half of the year. Like, they start off pretty rough. I think they were like 2-4 to begin. And then like after the London game, after the bye, once they like consolidated their receiving core and just like figured out what their identity was, they really crushed down the stretch. They were phenomenal. They beat Denver on the road last year. Like, they were really good. And then I think with a healthy BTJ, Parker Washington really stepping up, and then if they get anything out of Travis Hunter in the passing game, I worry about the run game, losing Travis, but I think they really found their groove. I guess we just disagree.
Yeah, so the biggest part for me is if they get any injury to the defensive line, they're like completely toast. Because that run defense will not be near as good. Their secondary, like, they had an entire offseason knowing that Travis Hunter was their best corner. And knowing that he was, not only was he their best corner, but he was the only one that's like a real NFL player. And they drafted 0 people and added 0 people in free agency. Like, I'm just not going to believe in a team that's that dumb. They drafted 2 tight ends in the second round, like one of the second, one of the fourth, and they have a massive, massive hole at corner. Like, absolutely not. Like, teams that are like, I think that is like horrific to do from a franchise perspective. And I think it's going to show up this year. I think they're going to get punished for it.
It's possible. I trust Liam Cohen enough not to care, I think. But I think you raised some very valid points. I understand the point on the defense.
It's mostly hatred for the way they manage the offseason, to be honest.
Gotcha.
But like,
as long as their offense stays good, they can find a way without it.
And like Parker Washington, as much as people want to talk about, like, he might be the next coming of Wes Welker. Like, he may. But there's
okay.
players like that have a very high rate of regression to not being the same guy the next year. Like the players that come out of nowhere like him in year 4.
Look, of all the
year
people
3.
to praise Parker Washington, I'm not usually one of them. But I do think there's a chance that Trevor Lawrence doesn't stay good. I will give you that. There's a world where he's not as good as last year.
He's only good between the hash marks. He's not good on the outside. So like whenever so we've seen this time and time again. Whenever a player has one thing that they're good at and only one thing that they're good at, after 1 year of success, like the teams in that division, the teams now have 1 year of Liam Cohen with Trevor Lawrence. They have that on tape. How many times have we seen it to where this guy just destroys the league? And in year 2, this is part of the reason that sophomore slumps happen to quarterbacks so much after a decent rookie year, is because you get that 1 year of tape on them and you see what they do well. You see what that coach schemed up well. And whenever you see how that's going to happen, now you have the blueprint on how to box them in on the defensive side. And I think that that's going to happen a lot this year with Jacksonville. Because Trevor Lawrence is limited as a quarterback because he can't throw outside the numbers very well. So I think that these teams at the good defensive coordinators are going to be able to force them into situations that aren't as good. Do I believe in Liam Cohen? I do. But I also don't believe in Trevor Lawrence, like to be able to do everything. If Trevor Lawrence ascends and becomes better, then yeah, they're going to win 12 games. But this is year 6? And he's still the same guy he was coming out of college.
Well, I think we at least agree that only one team in this division is making out of it. And if they don't get to 12, then I don't think they're if they're stuck at 10, they're going to miss for sure. So it's a really tight conference. We'll see what happens, but we can probably shift over. These are our playoff pictures. This is where we differ. I have the Chargers as the 1 seed. You have the Broncos. So that division flips 1 and 5. It's really close. I have the Bills winning the division. You have the Patriots winning the division. So that's really close too. I don't have the Patriots though making the playoffs. I think as long as the Bengals get to 11 wins and the Chiefs do as well, the Patriots I have at 10 and 7. So I'm a little bit different than you. And then we disagree on Jacksonville and Houston. And then the nuances of like the Ravens is the 4 versus 2 seed is just one game. So it's really just Jags versus Texans. And then Chiefs versus Patriots, basically.
Yeah.
That's where we differ.
Yeah. And I think that all those teams, like every team on this list, are possible to make the playoffs. Like, I don't think you're going to say there's no chance that New England or Houston could make it, right?
I have them both missing by one game.
I think that KC could do it. It is Mahomes. It is Reed. And I think Jacksonville, could do it as well. I'm just like, they're one of those teams that I think they'll still be a winning record. I think that they're going to kind of fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's
this year
close.
Is all.
Jeffrey saying he's over on Drafters. Today, we're only talking about win-loss picks with Hoohames. I might go live later in the evening, but at least for now, appreciate that, Jeffrey. Sounds like you signed up using promo code BLUNT, and I really appreciate that. At the moment, we're doing something else, but thank you very much. I really appreciate that. K-Space in here. Appreciate that. Smash the like button. But all right, so that's the AFC picture. And then the NFC is where we have some big disagreements. So
I'm sure I have one of them. I think I know one of them.
Is it the NFC West? I'm really low on the Niners, man. I don't get this 11-win prediction you have for the Niners here. So I'm going to put you on the spot. We agree that the Rams are going to win. I'm more confident. I have them at 14-3. I think the Seahawks are much better than you think. So these are the two teams. Yeah, big flip on Seattle and San Francisco. And then we agree that the Cardinals are a 3-win team. So that is where I think I really wanted to hit up the win-loss picks for this. And this is where I do definitely have these ones correct. I promise you. So I'll start with San Francisco. You're higher on San Francisco. I'll let you run through San Francisco.
We'll go
and then
loss.
I'll do the Seahawks after. So week 1, you're telling me it's a loss?
Yeah.
I think so too.
I mean, They probably don't have Kittle. It's in Australia.
Really weird vibes.
Really weird. Like Evans not healthy yet. Like I think that they may just rest Evans too. Like we see this last year on that Thursday night game where they rested everybody McCaffrey and still somehow won a game.
That'd be crazy if that happens.
Yeah.
Week 2 versus Miami.
Win.
Week 3 versus Arizona.
Win.
Week 4 versus Denver.
Loss.
I actually have them winning that game, believe it or not. But week 4 at Seattle.
Win.
You got a win for them. I have them losing that one. So we have a flip on Denver and Seattle. Week 6 versus Washington.
A win.
We agree on that one. Week 7 against the Falcons.
Win.
I actually think they lose that game.
It is West Coast, East Coast, but like Falcons, for whatever reason, don't seem to take advantage of that.
I know.
Like for whatever reason, they just don't do that. Like I don't get it. Carolina sure does, but Atlanta, maybe not.
All right. Well, then after the bye week versus the Raiders,
win.
That would put them at 6-2. Are they beating the Cowboys on the road?
Win. Yeah.
What about the Vikings in Mexico City?
Win.
Here's the thing about this Vikings matchup, man. I looked at the numbers. The Niners have not beat the Vikings in a road game in like 25, 30 years.
Like how many games is that?
It's like 8 games. For some reason, the Vikings have their number. Now, this game is not in Minnesota, but the Vikings fucking crushed them for some reason.
How many of those games had the strip club in it?
I mean, if that's their only receiver at that point, I think the stadium's gonna probably nuke his ACL, knowing their luck. Estadio Azteca probably craters the strip club, if I had to guess.
And by the way, this is assuming McCaffrey stays healthy, which I'm not assuming.
I mean, this is really confident. Versus the Seahawks off the New Mexico game.
Loss.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll have both of them like winning on the road.
What about at the Giants?
We'll go loss. We'll give them a random 2 loss in a row. And then we're going to have them beat the Rams.
Okay. What about at the Chargers, week 15?
I'm going to go. This is a really fun game.
It's a double revenge game for Jim Harbaugh and McDaniel.
I know. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a loss. And then I think they went out after that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have it 12-5 based on this.
I mean, they could
even higher.
They could even lose. They could lose to. I mean, a lot of these wins are like, in my opinion, like let's go through the easy wins to me: Miami, Arizona, Washington, Atlanta, Vegas. I think the way that the Cowboys, like I like the Cowboys this year, but I think that the matchup wise, I think Niners are going to smoke them. I think the Vikings aren't going to be great. We have Kansas City. I think they match up really well against, and Arizona. So that's like 9 wins. Like we could take one away for Dallas. That's like 8 wins. I think are pretty close to guaranteed for the Niners. I think you could start at 8 wins, and then they're a solid enough team that in the games that they may not be favored, they're only going to be like 2 or 3 point like dogs, and they're going to take a couple of those. Like if on those other 9 games, if they go 4-5, that's a 12-5 record.
Well, here's my take, man. They are looking snake bitten already. Like everything that can go wrong has already gone wrong. Shanahan got in the accident. Their owner just got booked for prostitution, like solicitation. Like their owners, also not helping the situation. But then like all of their current injuries, and then the chance that McCaffrey goes down, Evans is already hurt, Ricky Pearsall's out. Like Purdy's not safe to stay healthy. Basically, my take, I have them with 1 extra loss through the Dallas game than you do. But then I think that Mexico game is just the nail in the coffin, and their health just bottoms out. And when this team doesn't make the playoffs, they are dog shit. They go 6-11, 6-10, 7-10. Like they're awful when they don't perform well. So I think this is a year where they're just too old and they're just not going to make it down the stretch. So basically, I have them losing that Vikings game, and then the only game after that I have them winning is the Eagles game because I think they're just so wrecked and depleted.
I could see that. Like that's definitely like in the cards. But like last year, they were absolutely wrecked. Like nobody remembers that their defense was actually good last year. Like until like, or it was 2 years ago. Like they were a dominant defense even without Saleh, and that was with these players that have been hurt for a year and a half. Like maybe these players aren't the same when they come back, but if they're all like 80% of what they were, their defense is going to be solid. And Shanahan has done miracles last year, getting them to 11 wins. Like, and you're telling me that like going in with, like, let's be honest, they have more talent on offense this year if they are healthy. They have like there's almost no way they're less healthy on defense. Like what, Ayuk for Evans? Give me Evans. Like
I get your
Debo's
points.
back. Like CMC's still there. Kittle's still there. Like Stribling versus what, Kendrick Bourne?
Basically, I think we see this the same where like I believe in their upside. I just think that they're not going to stay on the field. I basically just have the second half just so much different. They're capable of going 12 wins. They're fully capable. I just don't want to bet on it.
I just believe whatever witchcraft CMC's up to is going to work out.
I'm not sure anymore, man. At this point, I'm starting to think they all get fucking annihilated one way or the other by the substation.
Like, I will say when it goes wrong, it's gonna go really like the Niners for the last like 5 years have been like 1 year away from complete collapse. Like, but it's been like 5 years in a row of them being 1 year away from just complete and utter collapse. And maybe this is the year that happens. I don't think it will be.
It's going to keep being they're going to stay a playoff team as long as they stay healthy. But just the way that things have trended the last month, I didn't believe they were a terrible, record type of team. I had them at 10, 11 wins up until like 2 weeks ago. So this last couple of weeks, I think the tide has turned. It just feels so sour, and I don't trust it. But they will start off hot. I do think they at least have like 1, 2, 3. I had them at like 6-3 up through the Dallas game. That was my stance on it, and I could easily see like a 7-2 record also because that Falcons game was the only one we had disagreed on basically.
I want to shout out Pearsall Backholder. I didn't even mention Pearsall because he wasn't healthy last year either. Like, I don't have Pearsall Backholder bags, but like, I had some. It does suck. It feels really bad.
We'll see if Evans can stay healthy too. It's just they just keep they have the oldest roster in the league. Like at some point, something's got to give.
I mean, we could say that same thing with the Commanders, but I guess it already gave. I guess
we're both kind of low on the Commanders. All right, let's talk about the Seahawks next because that's also a team that we differ on. Let me clear the table on all these picks, and then I'll tell you what I think is going to happen, and then you tell me where you think I'm wrong. Since you led the Niners one, I'll go with my picks.
I haven't even looked at these schedules. I just put records up for people.
Gotcha. And I think you're too low at 9-8. I think you're too low on the Seahawks. I think in week 1 they're going to win. I think they're beating the Patriots week 1. I don't think the Patriots improved enough, and I think they'll win at home.
What happened last year? Who won the opener? Because I remember it was like the first 6 years in a row or whatever. The home team won.
Last year was the Cowboys at the Eagles, and the Eagles won.
Yeah. So just because of the tradition, I think it's only been 1 year out of every year that the Super Bowl champion has hosted. But it is on a Wednesday, not a Thursday this year. So this is the first Wednesday game.
I don't think that matters. It's the first game of the season. Like,
I'll give them a loss because I think New England's a superior team.
I disagree. They fucking housed them in the Super Bowl. It wasn't even
Yeah,
close.
and you're telling me that they're not going to be ready? Like, this is a revenge game, is what this is. And
I don't think it matters. Like, I think I don't think it matters. I know they don't have Clint Kubiak. I don't think it's impossible for the Patriots to win.
They don't have Clint Kubiak. They don't have Kenneth Walker. They don't have that.
They can shut down AJ Brown though. They have Mike McDonald. They have a good defensive coach. I think their defense shows up. I really do.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we can go with a win here, sure.
Week 2 at Arizona, I think, is a win.
Yep.
I think they win week 3 as well. I think they're going to beat the Chargers. I think they go 5-0. Actually, I think they're also going to beat the Niners in week 5.
Wow, I have them losing 3 games in a row right there, like Chargers, San Francisco, Broncos.
I do have them losing to the Broncos. I don't think they beat the Broncos. I also don't think they beat the Chiefs.
That'll be a very close game. They're both ugly defensive teams. That game's going to be an awful watch. Like, I'm going to call it right now. This Seattle Kansas City game is going to be like 16-19, with both teams having 5+ field goals or something, or 3. Like, one team 4 field goals and a safety. And like with we're gonna have a 14-point game with 4 field goals and a safety by Seattle, and Kansas City has 9 with 3 field goals or something. It's gonna be ugly. This game's gonna be awful to watch.
I think the Walker revenge game is gonna go crazy. I think he's gonna go nuclear.
It might. He has to be healthy.
I think he will. I think by then he'll be fully healthy. I think they beat the Chicago Bears. I think they can. I think they will beat the Cardinals and the Raiders as well. I think they are, 8-2 heading into the bye. I really trust him. I really do.
I have a 5-5 here. So
that's shocking to me because I think the end of their schedule is what's difficult. I have them beating the Niners off the bye. I have them just keeping it going. You might hate this too, but I have them beating Dallas. I also have them beating the Giants. I have them at like 11-2 right here. I think they're gonna fucking crush. However, I think they lose 3 of these last 4 games. I think the only remaining win is the Panthers game, and I think they lose the other 3. So you're just not a believer in the Sam Darnold, I guess. Like, the offense, it sounds like you think is going to be much, much worse.
The offense is going to be a lot worse. They lost defensive pieces. I think that they're just a huge regression candidate. I think they played over their heads last year. I think that the teams in their division got better, other than Arizona. I think that them playing the Kansas City division is also a really negative thing, because I think that KC is a 50-50 on them. I don't think they're going to beat the Chargers or the Broncos. So, I think that's kind of 2 losses for them. I think that, I think their defense I can't remember who all they lost, but they lost a linebacker and a safety, I believe. And the linebacker they lost was it was a defensive end. They lost one of their defensive end. Now, they still have Nick Emanwari, who is an absolute animal, and he is a game changer. I totally get that. But I also, I think that the whole team was built around ping-ponging running backs between those 2 guys, Kenneth Walker and Sharps. And once again, we got the new offensive coordinator coming in. I don't think they're going to be able to completely lock. I don't think JSN is just going to cook as much as he did because of the new coordinator. It's not an anti-JSN thing. I just think that it's going to be a lot harder for that to happen. They paid Pierce, or they paid Shaheed instead. I don't know. Shaheed will get more use. Maybe they're better at passing, but I think their run game is going to struggle a little bit more. And even when Sharps come back, are we sure he's going to be healthy? Right? The whole Scatabo Judkins thing. He is coming off an ACL tear. He is coming back earlier than we think, supposedly. Are we sure Jadarian Price is it? Are we sure this offensive line is going to be as good not under Clint Kubiak? Like the Kubiaks have always been amazing at offensive line stuff. So I think all of that stuff is going to come to be negative for the Seahawks. I think they're going to lose a lot more. I don't think that they're like. I think their upside is like 11 wins. I think if they're cooking, it's like 11 wins.
I think you make some very valid points. I do think there's 5 games that are like true toss-ups in which I just gave them all wins. So even if you took like 2 of them away, I still have them as a playoff team, though. I don't think they beat the Rams for the division. I don't see that happening.
I actually think
they're a playoff team.
I think they beat the Rams in one of those games, but I think that Chargers, Niners, Broncos stretch, I think they lose those 3. I think they beat Kansas City. I think that they lose to the Bears, and then they win those next 2. Maybe even win. Like they're going to lose one of San Francisco or Dallas there. I think they lose week 1. So like that puts them like 6 to 8 losses, somewhere in there. Yeah. I haven't, like I said, I didn't go through everything. I just think that, and maybe they are like an 11-win team, but for sake of balancing out, making sure that everybody had a schedule that was like, I had the wins and losses balanced out. They were another team I took a loss away from. I originally had them at 10. I took a loss away. So like a lot of these that we disagreed on, it's been kind of that, but I do think that they regress. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. It's like once every 3 or 4 years, like the Super Bowl winner, or maybe it's like once every 4, but a Super Bowl winner every once in a while just doesn't make the playoffs next year.
There's usually some type of Super Bowl hangover for at least one of the 2 teams, if not both.
Yeah.
And basically, like, I have the Patriots missing the playoffs by 1 game.
Yeah.
And then I have the Seahawks, winning that Patriots game. If that flips, then it would pivot to the Patriots in my playoff picture. So basically, we both believe that one of those Super Bowl teams is not making it.
Yeah.
I am more inclined to have less faith in the Patriots, and you're a little bit lower on the Seahawks. But at least in that regard.
Yeah, and this isn't saying that Seattle's going to be trash. They're going to be competitive in all those games. I think they're going to try to, like, Mike McDonald wants to run the ball. 2 years ago, they fired their OC because they wouldn't run the ball. They got Kubiak. He got the explosive plays off of the run game. I don't know anything about the new coordinator. Maybe it works, but I feel a little off on it.
It's a kind of shaky bet. Now that I visually see 5 wins in a row there without Sharps, I will say maybe 1 or 2 of those could be different. Maybe the Chargers beat them. Maybe the Chargers are going 14-3 now.
I mean, why stop there? Just go to them 17-0. Let's figure out a way.
They're beating the Rams, so why not? Why the fuck not? Okay, so this is our NFC West prediction. Pearsall Bagholder saying he's going to go straight to the psych ward if CMC goes down.
I tried to not put the Rams at 14-3. I did everything I could to not put them at 14 wins because it
seems very destined. Unless Stafford gets hurt, it's hard not to envision it.
It does. Like it's like a 2-game injury for Puka, a 3-game injury for Adams. Like
yeah, but they still have Garrett. Like
they still have like maybe Donald. Like,
yeah, they might have like maybe Donald.
Jesus. It's hard to not put them at like 13 and high or higher. I was just a lot more cautious with my bets.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Let's go to NFC South where we don't have to talk about it much, but
neither one of us
has dog shit season again.
Yeah, one of us.
I think the Falcons still maintain 8-9 as always. You have them at 6-11, and so we basically have the Panthers and the Falcons flipped. And then basically, I think you just gave a split to the Saints and Panthers, where I had the Saints sweeping them like last year. So that's the only difference.
I have a 3-way tie for first.
Yeah, you do. You do. That's what happened last year, isn't it? It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, like what's changed? Like the Saints and the Panthers have injured players right now.
Yeah.
The Bucks feel like they're on edge. And I'm probably wrong on the Panthers. I'm not going to lie, but I'm a believer in Canales being able to like get more out of a team than they are. But both tackles being hurt to start is definitely not great.
Yeah.
So
I
like
think
if
they
you
got
wanted
lucky
to,
with like scheduling, and now they're a first place team. They're
if
gonna
you wanted
lose
to
some.
put both Carolina and Atlanta at 7-10, like I think that's perfectly fine too. Like,
Yeah. It seems like it's only between the Saints and Bucks, like realistically, and like the Bucks defense is just not like Bowles doesn't do anything for them. But Bowles is just a walking corpse at this point,
he
figuratively speaking.
he answers questions in a very boring manner. If that's anything.
I mean, it's the Bruce Arians connection. It's Bruce Arians just keeping him there because he does whatever he says. I think they need to move off of the glory days of that Brady Super Bowl. They need a new team basically. I could see a world where the Bucks not only fire Todd Bowles this season at the end of it, but also they don't have Baker next year. I could easily see that where like next year season it's just like completely up in the air and you don't know what's going to happen. But I think they missed the playoffs for sure, and we agree on the Saints. So unless there's something else you want to talk about, we can probably move on.
I honestly I was expecting Tua to be the starter in Atlanta. If it's Penix, I do think that they're better. I thought Tua is
choke. They always choke.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. I'm saying that you could flip those two records at the bottom. Like,
yeah,
like I'm not saying that they're going to turn into a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, same look on his face no matter what. Yeah, Todd Bowles never has any different type of emotion. That's
for sure.
But all right, this is the NFC North, and we see it a little bit differently. Basically, I think the Lions win it with an extra 2 wins. We both have the Bears at 11-6. Hoohames thinks that wins the division. I'm higher on the Vikings than you are, but we both have the Packers at 8-9. So I guess, why do you hate the Lions? I'm just kidding.
I'll do a brief thing on the Lions. They lost their starting center, and they don't have a corner anymore. And Terry Arnold is a legit loss for them. And for fantasy, I'm all in on the Lions, like without a defense. like 100%. It's so good for fantasy. But for real football and for wins, it's gonna be make it take it kind of. Like and their offensive line, they did get a guy in the draft to hopefully plug some holes, but their offensive line was a little bit of a problem. And a team with a really solid defensive front is going to be able to get to Goff, and Goff can't move around. And I do think that they're going to lose a couple games because, like, when Goff gets rattled, he's rattled. And I think that's going to happen a few times. I think they're just going to get outscored a couple times because of their defense being pretty bad on the back end. And with all that being said, I think they're still in the playoffs. I think they're still a solid team. But like, it's all offense, man, and it's going to be hard for them to get there. But I think that Dan Campbell will figure out a way.
The way I see it, this is their schedule here on the board. I think they actually start off 8-1. The only loss is to the Bills, because then they have the Saints, the Jets, the Panthers, the Cardinals. I think they beat the Packers and the Vikings, the Dolphins, and then the Patriots game is in Europe. I think that one will be kind of weird, and I think they can win that one. However, after that Europe game, I have them closing it out 1 win, 1 loss the rest of the way. Starting with the Bucks, I have them losing, and it's literally 500 the rest of the way. That's how I view it. I think they're going to go 8-1 and then 4-4.
All right, you ready? You ready for another Cleveland Brown beating take? Like, you want me to just throw some more shit at the wall and see what sticks?
Go for it.
All right, Week 5, Arizona, Jeremiah Love, first NFL game. Comes in, 3 touchdowns.
No Drew Petzing revenge?
Oh, well, the revenge is that you're out of it. You're like, we want revenge because you sucked. Everybody on that team, they're like, that guy was awful. Let's make sure that we shove it straight down his throat.
I think it was more Rich Gannon that was awful. Not as much Petzing, but
I don't know. Like I'm just
yikes.
do I believe this? No. But if Jeremiah Love's first game is that week, and like couldn't you see an Arizona Detroit just being a random shootout with as bad as Detroit's defense could be?
Possibly. I mean,
Like,
the Lions are going to find themselves in a lot more shootouts than necessary.
Yeah,
but
like
yeah,
this could be one of those random fluke wins. Like
they do happen. They do happen.
I think like if I was to look at the schedule and be like, where is a random fluke loss that the Lions could have? Like, I think Arizona is more likely than Miami. I think it's more likely at this point right now than Tennessee. Because which one of those offenses actually have the most weapons? It's Arizona does. Like, they don't have a defense. Well, that doesn't matter because Detroit just scores on anybody. So, like, that doesn't matter. So, like, do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not. Do I think it's like a upset alert kind of thing, like going into a bye week? Maybe. Like, I don't know.
Do I think you're crazy for picking the Cardinals there? Yes, but would I think you're crazy to take the Cardinals to cover the spread and
that's kind of more
game
the thing.
Then yeah.
I
see your point. I think a lot of those wins are going to be closer than they should be, but I think they're just going to start off because they missed the playoffs. I think they do start off red hot, but like last year and a few seasons now, they will find a stretch where they just go 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 1, and their defense is just not holding up. So, I originally had them at 11-6, tied with the Lions, not 12-5. But for the sake of like, let me just pick a division winner. I was like, fuck it, I'm just taking them at 12-5, and I'm just gonna have them as the division team. So that was I kind of changed things briefly today. I gave them a win against the Vikings that I normally didn't have, and then I gave the Vikings a win against the Panthers that I previously did.
Like, just going through the first 5 games, honestly, like, I actually have them going 0-2 and then going 3-0.
I think with the Tyson injury and a few red flags in New Orleans, I originally had that, but I don't feel that way anymore. I think they still beat the Saints now. But I thought it was possible just a few weeks ago. Maybe before Tyson got hurt, I would have trusted it a bit more. But that game will be fun. That game will be high scoring for sure.
I think Vele's fine, and Juwan Johnson is solid.
The
Kamara injury does. Like, I think the Kamara injury hurts there too.
It's Kamara going down is very valid too, for sure. All right, so I wanted to bring up the Vikings real quick. Let me bring up their schedule. Actually, let me pivot back to this and bring.
This is another team that, like, when I look at the overall what's going on in the league, you have to have a team or two that, like, just underperforms to some degree. And this is just one of those teams that I picked to underperform this year. And like the Jaguars.
My team is the Niners.
Yeah. Like, you can't have every team live up to everyone's expectation, right? Like, you just can't.
No.
So, and it's a lot easier to not do that whenever you put 3 teams under 2 wins. Like, 2 wins or less.
They're tanking, man. They're shooting for the quarterback. That's what
the ownership is. The players aren't.
Yeah, but the coaching sometimes is set up to fail. Sometimes the coaching is set up to fail. It's probably not going to be as bad as I think, but I didn't want to go like halfway. I was like, fuck it, I'll go full hater on these ones. Let's just keep them there. All right, let's go through the Vikings schedule. You can take the reins here because you're lower than I am. So I'm curious how you get to 7 wins here. I think they start off red hot, and that's the only way they get to 10. But tell me what you think. Week 1 versus the Packers.
There's no way they beat the Bears. But the Packers, I'm going to give them a win. The reason why, like, for whatever reason, Jefferson, like, has struggled historically versus the Packers, other than one game.
It was usually against Jair Alexander, but
right. Like, he's not there anymore.
Week 2 at the Bears. That's a loss in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that's a loss.
Week 3 at the
I
Bucks.
this one I think could be a Buccaneers win.
Okay. I'll give them an L. Then versus the Dolphins.
That's a win. Sorry, game tight.
At the Saints.
I'll give them a loss. It's close. It's close.
Yeah, I have them going 5-0.
I have the Saints like being with the Saints could be the Bears this year. Like they're going to be the cardiac team. The question is are they going to lose or win all those games? I think they're going to be close in a lot.
It will be close. It definitely will. Kevin O'Connell historically starts off insanely hot. Like for whatever reason, I don't know why, but like they just go nuclear to start off. And then they always have a week 6 bye for some reason. And then they fully stall out by losing the momentum. It's like hilarious. It's on repeat every single year. They start off really well, bye week in the 6th game, and then like 3 straight losses, if not like 5. It's really weird. So off the bye versus the Colts, what do you got?
I'll give them a win.
Okay. Then they will be at the Lions. They beat them pretty bad last year.
That'll be a loss.
Gotcha.
And like I get it. Like Jared Goff, if the offensive line's better, and as Basketball on Call earlier said, Panay School will get moved to left tackle, and the rookie starting at right now. So, like, if that by this point in the season, that's probably like more fluid. And I just think that, man, like, I'm not a believer in the run game here. Like, so, structurally, the way I'm looking at it is their offensive line couldn't get anything going last year. And one of two things has to be right. Like either that guy is complete trash and they're going to be better this year, or that guy was fine and this line sucks. And the Eagles hired this guy to be their offensive line coach. And I'm just saying that everybody sucks along like the offensive line coach and that offensive line for the Vikings. So
we'll see.
But
they get the Bills week.
I think they lose
8.
that.
I think so too. Then they're at the Packers. They won the first one.
Oh yeah. They actually they're going to lose 3 in a row here.
Versus the Niners.
Yeah,
4 in a row.
I'm pretty sure.
Like I said, they've beaten the Niners very well for like decades. So I disagree on the Mexico game, but.
And that's a good point. I don't care about the history of this stuff. Then I think they're going to win.
The Falcons is a win versus the Panthers. Is that a win? What about the Patriots game?
A loss.
Yeah, probably. Then they're versus the Lions again. Sunday Night Football.
They might win 3 in a row here, and then lose to the Bears again.
I think they at least win one of those games against the Lions. Whoa.
But they might. Like that's a pretty fair thing. Like I think that could definitely be 50-50.
They had their number last season in week 17, and that game was in Minnesota or no, I think it was in Detroit. It was a dome game. Yeah. There wasn't weather, and like Brian Flores' defense just had their number. It was crazy.
Flores, like when Flores is on, Flores is on.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have them at 8 and 9.
Yeah,
8 and 9. Basically, I don't see it that much different.
You just have the Lions game or the.
I have them splitting with the Bears. I have them winning the first one, and then I have them beating the Bucks and the Saints. But I think I have them losing to which team?
Like I could see like. They could win against the Saints. They could win against the Bucks. They could win against the Niners. Like they could even squeak. Like anything can happen in a game, right? But
yeah,
I think
okay. The wins I have are the first 5, and then a 4-game losing streak: Colts, Lions, Bills, and Packers. I have them beating the Niners, losing to the Falcons, beating the Panthers, losing to the Patriots, and then those 3 straight wins we agree on, and then a loss to the Bears. I have them at 10 wins.
Okay. And like, I don't think that's crazy. Like I said,
it's all that first stretch. It's those first 5 games. That's kind of all or nothing for them.
By the way, if this happens in this stretch, if they're only 4-6, 4-7, we probably they probably lose more because they're probably going back to JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
So like if this happens the way that like if they don't start off hot and then they lose in that stretch of Lions, Bills, Packers, Niners, I bet McCarthy starts. And that would actually put them, like, if something like this happened, let's just say it's more in line on what you had, and it's like win, loss, win, 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 and then like a win and then loss, 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 loss. If they're around 500, I think that Kyler probably stays. But if it's like if 1 or 2 of those wins becomes losses and they go into that Falcons game and they're like 2 games under 500, I think we're looking at possible JJ McCarthy or Carson Wentz time.
That's definitely possible. Weird shit happens with the Vikings. Like last year, they beat Chicago week 1 with McCarthy. You remember that? Like,
yeah, because McCarthy went nuclear in the fourth quarter,
even though he was dog shit for 3 straight quarters.
Literally, like it was like 55 minutes of trash. Like,
and then 1 big pass to Aaron Jones, and then 1 big touchdown run, and next thing you know, that they won the game. Really fucking weird. I think that's a really good point. If they don't start off red hot, then we will get JJ, and then they might just fully flatline because that defense can't overcome that much. But their defense, I think, keeps them in a lot of these games. Their defense is pretty good.
And like, this isn't an anti-Kyler thing. It's more of a. I don't think their offensive line is that good, and I think that I think that the schedule is not that easy. Like the Bucs and Saints are solid teams. Like if they're a 500 team, they play a lot of 500 teams, and that just means there's a lot of chances to lose a close game or to win a close game. So they are a team that I could see finish anywhere from like 5 and 12, because like if it starts going really bad, I could just see Kyler not playing and them just getting worse as well.
It's very possible.
But then if they win a bunch of those coin flips, they could just be an 11-win team too. Like, I think Minnesota is very much like one side or the other.
I also remember that 1 year that Kyler made the playoffs, and like they start off 7-1 and then just flatlined the rest of the way. And like I kind of view this season as kind of similar, where like he actually has a chip on his shoulder. He actually has something to prove. And I do think he starts off well, but then I think he just like really checks out in the second half. So they're not a safe team. They're not winning any playoff games. I don't believe that, but I think they can at least be a bit better than last year. And they went 9-8 last year. So that's why I was like, I lean towards giving them 1 extra win, but it's a close one. It could go really either way. I could easily see myself being wrong on the playoff prediction with Minnesota. Lastly, though, our final division is the NFC East. And basically, I got really petty, and I gave the Cowboys a loss in Week 18 that bounces them from the playoffs. Basically, that's what I ended up choosing to do. Otherwise, we basically see it the same, where like I'm just guessing you gave them an extra win against the Eagles that I don't have.
I didn't look at the schedule.
Okay.
Right. Like I just gave them numbers. But like I just think Dallas is good. Like they're an elite offense with a supposedly improved defense. The thing is the only part of the middle of their defense, just like the Bengals, the middle of their defense is improved. But the Bengals already had a really, really good corner and DJ Turner on the outside, and adding the 2 pieces in the middle is very, very strong if you already have one side that you can kind of lock up. Dallas didn't have they have. I think they still have Trayvon Diggs, but they have like an okay
They don't. He left.
Diggs left. Okay.
Yeah, Diggs left.
So like they just have Caleb Downs is awesome. I love Caleb Downs, and then they added the big guy as well.
They draft really well. They have a really good scouting department, despite like a weird front office situation. They actually have a really good scouting department.
They do, but that's also rookies, and rookies don't start off early in the year really that great. So I think if their defense is good, it won't be good until later in the season. And I don't think it's like I don't think they have all the pieces they need to make it great either. But their offense is legit. They have a good offensive line. Like it's just they're the Lions. Like
yeah, I mean,
like with better offensive line and worse defense.
I don't trust their coaching. I really don't. Like Schottenheimer looked better than expected last year, but like I could easily see the league just figure him out. And then Eberflus's defense historically is just not going to overcome, even though their talent got better. Like I don't trust them to like maintain well above 500. I think they're going to start off really well. I actually have them starting off 5-1. But then I have them really shutting it down as
they got rid of Eberflus.
Oh, they did. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they got Christian Parker. I knew that they got rid of him, but I haven't really looked him up.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
a good choice then.
A passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, and defensive backs coach for the Broncos. So,
that's much better than Eberflus. Knowing that, I didn't realize that. Then I could see them flip with the Vikings. I could definitely see them at in that 7 seed.
Yeah, they've literally fired a defensive coordinator the last 2 years in a row.
Checks out. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
This is our playoff prediction, basically. We both have the Rams at number 1. We have the Lions and Bears flipped in division. We both agree on the Eagles and Saints winning the division. I think the Seahawks get there. Hoohames thinks the Niners gets there. And then I'm willing to see the error in the Vikings prediction. I could easily see them at 8 or 9 wins again, and the Cowboys could definitely take it.
I mean, literally, like, it could be the Packers. It could be the Vikings. It could be the Cowboys. Like, it could just be the Seahawks. Like, I think that 7th seed is going to be pretty competitive here. I feel pretty strong that Philadelphia, Detroit, Rams, and Chicago are like almost for sure in.
Yes, I fully agree with that.
Like I think that those
are a lock too.
I think they're like a very good bet. I don't know about lock. I would put them at like a 95% chance to get in. Like I guess the other ones are like 95 and they're like 85. Okay. Like I think the Lions are a really solid team. I think they're most likely in. And Campbell's going to be in a revenge. I just don't like Drew Petzing. But even knowing that, like, I also know that if it goes bad early, Campbell's just going to take over again.
Yeah.
So, like, but that's going to get them 1 or 2 losses. And that could be the difference.
It's possible, but I think the NFC is really weak. I think it's extremely top heavy, or like there's only like 3 or 4 true contenders. Like the only teams I think can actually make it to the Super Bowl in the NFC are the Rams, the Bears, and then like maybe the Seahawks again. But I don't see it with the Eagles or anyone else.
I could see the Eagles doing it. I could honestly see like
maybe they'll be competitive, but I think again they lose that like first playoff game.
You're gonna hate it, but if the Niners are healthy, the Niners.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like
I don't hate it in the sense that I think it's impossible.
Yeah,
I just think it's more reasonable to expect them cratering out. So that's why I'm out. They either stay healthy and they are one of those teams, or they have no chance. But
right.
I thought for the finale, I'd give you your playoff bracket and see how you get to your Super Bowl prediction. I set it up.
Okay.
I have it right here, and I can fill it in the moment.
I know what I have, but I didn't actually go through like what exactly would happen. But like what I think is going to happen, and I mean, I'll have to like pick games in a specific order to get there.
Well, this is your bracket. This is your specific bracket. Let me zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, but like I know who I want in the championship game, so like I have to like do the mental math to.
All right, so let's go through it. Let's see if it ends up the way that you predicted. Chicago hosting the Cowboys.
Chicago.
All right. I think I have to widen this just a little bit. Here we go. Chicago wins that one. What about the Eagles hosting Detroit?
Man, the Eagles just always fall apart in the playoffs, don't they?
Lately,
let's go Detroit.
That's what I thought.
Like they just always fall apart in the playoffs. They just do. Like
unless they get to the Super Bowl.
They're
all Super Bowl or no wins.
Yeah,
at all.
They go all the way or zero. So like, and I don't have them in the Super Bowl, so I guess they're losing in the first round.
Saints hosting the Niners.
Upset Saints.
Let's go. I love it.
Yeah,
let's go.
Like,
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So that would mean the Detroit Lions advance, and then we have the 2-seed Chicago Bears versus the 4-seed New Orleans Saints. Who you got? Rams hosting the Lions off the bye.
Rams.
That's what. That's probably a safe bet.
Yeah. Jared Goff going to Philly would have played. Yeah, probably not the best bet. Probably.
I can see it. We have the Chicago Bears hosting New Orleans. Double upset?
No, Chicago. No, Chicago.
Oh, fuck. What did I just do?
By the way, my Super Bowl prediction, I've looked it up. I haven't been able to land. Like, I was trying to use a boost on it. It's plus 31,000 if my exact Super Bowl bet hits. So I'm going to be betting on that.
Let's go. Well, the Rams are hosting Chicago in your NFC Championship game. Who you got?
I got the Bears upsetting them.
I like it.
Like Bears, man, like they looked really good against them last year. Now it wasn't no Myles Garrett, I get it. But the Bears were very, very in that game, and nobody gave them a chance last year.
Well, if not for that interception at the final quarter, like they would have probably won. Like in overtime, they would have probably won. All right, let's pivot to the AFC. Ravens hosting the Bills.
Bills just like this is the perennial like who wants to lose the most game, right? Like
it's devastating that you have them against each other, or like only one can make it.
Baltimore.
Okay, Ravens win.
Yeah,
Bills lose. Patriots hosting the Bengals.
Cincinnati pulls up an upset. NFC East out.
Let's go. I like it. Houston Texans hosting the Chargers.
By the way, like based on what I have to have Buffalo win. Like
you want me to switch Buffalo?
I mean, it's up to you. Like I think like we'll do it this way, and then I'll tell people what I had.
Okay. Houston hosting the Chargers.
We're gonna go Chargers get revenge.
Let's go! Finally, Justin Herbert gets a fucking win.
Finally,
holy crap!
Justin Herbert gets a win.
Okay, so that means the Broncos are hosting Cincy.
Yeah.
The Ravens. Whoops! What the hell is that? Host the 5-seed Chargers.
So just
Broncos versus Bengals. What happened?
Just so everybody knows, like I personally had like Broncos Cincinnati in this semis. So like to get that, I'd have to swap those two games. Like the the Buffalo game.
The
But
Bills
like,
would have to win.
I think Denver wins that game. I think that they're solid on both sides of the ball. Cincinnati's only solid on one side of the ball, but they can just score with anybody.
Ravens hosting the Chargers.
I mean, this is a really, really, really good game. Like this would be. I'm gonna go with the outdoor team. I think, like, just LA across, like, all the way to the East Coast, in weather. Like, it just feels like that's what would happen. And then I have Denver going in the Ravens against the Ravens. Yeah, like, yeah, Best Ball and Call said it as I was probably talking about it. Like, Chargers traveling east, outdoors. Lamar's used to it, although he dresses like he's like cold. Like, he literally dresses like 12 layers or whatever. Like, he's got like 4 extra pads on.
He wears the scuba suit.
Yeah, he's got the scuba suit with like the sweatsuit on top of it, with the jersey on top of it. The guy does not like the
Chargers
cold.
go into the frozen tundra in Kansas City with no sleeves last year.
Yeah,
they might shock you, but all right, your Super Bowl matchup.
It's more the West Coast East Coast thing. Like if it's a night game, it's 50-50. I don't think it matters because I think Denver's just going to do it. I think Denver goes, and I think Denver beats Chicago here. And Broncos, Bo Nix, and I get proven right that Bo Nix was the better prospect than Caleb Williams.
I don't
Bo
know
Nix
about that,
dominates this game. Like Bo Nix, Pat Bryant, 3 touchdowns.
Very interesting.
Luther Burden.
I don't think it's
one
an
reception
matchup.
Like Luther Burden, 5 receptions, 82 yards, 1 fumble at the 3-yard line, loses the game.
That'd be brutal. That'd be awful, man. That would suck. That would be such a bummer for the Bears, fan. Like, you just want them to suffer, don't you? That'd be crazy.
No, I just want to talk trash about Luther Burden for absolutely no reason. Like, I like Luther's fine. I just want to poke the bear is all. Like, I just want to poke the bear a little.
All right, well, can I take you through my playoff bracket?
Yeah. So who was that? It was the Chief guy punched out the ball. Was it Zay Flowers?
Yeah, Zay Flowers.
Yeah. Like that exact situation, but it's Super Bowl. Like that exact thing is what I'm picturing.
like a guy interception against the Bills. The non-interception thing.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that would be devastating. I have a different bracket myself. I have the Lions winning over the Vikings, but that could be the Cowboys. Either way, I think the Lions win.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I will say if the Chargers get home field and get to play in, they probably don't lose. So, like, I will say that. Like, and I'm assuming that that's what you have. But
do you see my 1 seed in the AFC?
I know what you're doing. You're doing the LA Super Bowl.
You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing. The Eagles hosting the Bears. The Eagles are losing. Eagles will definitely lose. Chicago will win. The Saints hosting Seattle. I'm not going to call upset. I don't think the Saints can win a playoff game. So, pretty similar to last season. But the 6 seed Chicago Bears are going to the Rams. The 2 seed Lions are hosting the Seahawks. I think off that bye, Chicago wins here. I think Chicago wins in the divisional round. I agree with you. You have it happening in the championship game.
Yeah.
But I think the Bears, obviously you want to win the division. It's easier. But I think sometimes that bye week slows down teams. And we've seen the 1 seeds just fuck up. I think it's in terms of a shot to beat them, getting them off of their, momentum and stuff. I think that's a chance for them. But either way, both of us have the Bears going into SoFi and beating the Rams. I think they win. I think they spoil the Rams season. The Lions, though, I think will lose to the Seahawks. I don't think they'll win a second game. They could, but I just don't have it happening that way. I trust the Seahawks defense a lot, and I think they show up. So I have 2 wildcard teams making the NFC Championship. Much different season this year. Obviously, the Bears might just win their division, and it could easily go in that direction, but I have the Bears winning that. I think the Bears are the Super Bowl team. I agree with you.
Nice.
I've always thought the Bears will make it. Even when they traded for Myles Garrett, I still felt like the Chicago Bears were destined. In the AFC, I have the Bills losing to the Bengals. If the Bengals can make it, I think the Bengals are extremely scary. I think the Bengals will call upset. They've also kind of had Allen's number for the most part. Like last year, if not for like a random interception, they would have beat the Bills. And they historically usually beat Buffalo. So even though it's in Buffalo, I'm going to give it to Cincy. And then the 3-6 matchup, I have the Jags hosting the Chiefs. I think the Jags win. I don't feel that confident in the Chiefs. I think they can make it back to the playoffs, but I don't think they win any games. And then Ravens over Broncos. This one is close. This one's really, really tough. But I think I trust Sean Payton more than Jesse Minter. I'm going to give the Ravens the L, and the Broncos on the road, I think will win. So that means the Broncos go into SoFi, and then the Bengals go into SoFi, my bad. And then the 3-seed Jaguars are hosting the Denver Broncos. When it comes to the Chargers against the Bengals, if you look at the last, I think there's only 2 games between Herbert and Burrow in the NFL. Herbert has won both of them, and the Bengals defense has no fucking answer. Like both times, it's like a very easy win for the Chargers. It happened 2 years ago where they were up big time. They almost gave up the lead, and then Dobbins like just sealed it with a house call. I think it'll be similar to that. It's going to be a huge shootout, but the Chargers at home, I think, will win. The only way they can win a playoff game is at home. So I'm giving it to them. I have the Chargers advancing to the AFC Championship game. I have the Jaguars beating Denver. Just like last year, the Jaguars went into Denver and they won. So I think the Broncos are going to lose here on the road. And it's going to be a Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Herbert revenge game. And I think you know where this is going. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to set them up to fail. I'm not going to be crushed by expecting the Chargers to make the Super Bowl. I think the Chargers lose. I think they lose this game. I don't think Herbert's winning more than one playoff game. I have the Jags
walk before you can crawl, right? You got to walk.
I have the Jags in the Super Bowl, and I think the Jags win.
No wonder you were pushing back so hard on the Jags.
Yeah.
Like,
the only other team in the AFC I think can win the Super Bowl other than the Chargers is the Jags. I think if the Broncos made it there, it would be a little bit lucky. I think they it's not impossible, but I don't think they are capable of beating Chicago if they do make it, or the Rams. I think the only team in the AFC that can win is either the Jags or the Chargers. And I'm just going to spare myself the disappointment, so I'm going to go Jags.
I believe before the Garrett trade that Denver was clearly the best roster in the league. Like, clearly.
Sans quarterback, everything else is fine.
I mean, I think Bo Nix gets more hate than he deserves.
He's
not
very good.
He's a solid quarterback.
Yeah, but I think you need someone that's above average. I think you need someone that can excel. And I think
like
he just
Jalen
needs everything
Hurts,
to be
like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to have
Trent Dilfer.
I think the other teams are too good. I think the other teams are too good to let that happen.
The other teams were good all those other years too. And the solid, awesome rosters just won. Like the Ravens back in 2000 with Trent Dilfer.
That was a long time ago, man. That was
but like
I think Hurts is better than Bo Nix, to be honest.
I mean, I will vehemently disagree, but like I understand the argument. But Jalen Hurts like is winning Super Bowls not because of him, but because of that team, because of that defense, because of the scheme. And like I'm going to trust Sean Payton in that stuff. I'm going to trust uh like him to be able to do that. I'm going to trust the offensive weapons they have. Like Waddle plus Sutton plus Pat Bryant, like to me, is like really good. They got a really good trio of running backs. They got the best offensive line in the league. Like uh Bo Nix is really good at reading defenses, like in the intermediate part of the field. He's not great at the deep ball stuff, but like if you want to do like the short and intermediate stuff, like and him being able to pull the ball down and like get little chunk gains, like it's really good. Like he's really good at what they need him to do.
I understand the faith and like optimism, but I just go back to them being this close to losing to the Raiders, the Jets, and the Giants last year. And I just don't trust Bo Nix to put up a full complete game in the playoffs. So they should have been in the playoffs. They should have been in the Super Bowl last year. They should have made it last year.
Do you know how do you know how
possible? Bad, I don't think it'll happen though.
Do you know how bad the Seahawks looked early in the season last year?
They didn't look terrible.
Really?
As far as I remember, I don't think they were atrocious.
I'm looking it up right now.
I mean, they finished with what, a 13-4 record? Like, how bad could they have been?
I guess they did kind of win, but like, all right. Against the Titans, they only won by 6. They lost to the Rams.
The Broncos can make it. I don't want to pretend like it's impossible for them to make the Super Bowl. I just don't think they do. I really don't. They lost to Jacksonville last season. I think they'll lose again.
So, all right, preseason.
They've also lost every game against Justin Herbert with Bo Nix. Like they would be 0-5. With Bo Nix versus Herbert in division. So if they end up being matched up against the Chargers, I would also take the Chargers in that game. I really want to put the Chargers in the Super Bowl. Obviously, they could.
I'm just going
to spare myself the disappointment.
I think if they get the 1 seed, they have a solid chance. And I think especially if they play Jacksonville. Jacksonville, so Mike McDaniel is an awesome play caller and schemer. And Jacksonville specifically, they did not improve their secondary, which I've talked about, right? The way to beat Jacksonville last year, if you did anything outside the numbers, they had no shot. If you ran go routes and you ran like out and ups and stuff like that, which McDaniel's going to be like, they got absolutely cooked. Like they could not defend and they did not address this at all. And their run defense is solid, but like this is a Mike McDaniel scheme, like with 2 explosive runners, one of them an absolute animal, and the other one just really fast. That went pretty shifty.
You just convinced me. Let's do it.
Like because I think if this happens, like I personally like you're welcome.
Let's go. Let's go. This is what I wanted. Talk me back off the ledge. Like, get me back in. Let's go.
If it's Denver, I think it's a way harder matchup for the Chargers. But if it's that game, I really, really like the Chargers. And things could change. Like this is just going off of like what happened in the offseason and next year, like the play calling and all that stuff. Like it could look a lot worse later. Like we could, like Jacksonville could have a random second-year corner just pop up who's all of a sudden great. Like all of that stuff could change. But like the outside the number stuff, and I actually like one of the things I did in DFS is I targeted outside receivers versus the Jaguars last year.
That definitely paid off.
So like it ended up paying off. Like I may not have had a big bink that way, but I was definitely like really close to some like good stuff there. So, like, it was just one of those things that I noticed last year. So
Mike Rob saying Chargers not charging all year is a huge bet to hit week after week.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point they will find a way to fuck it up. That's why I was like, nah, I'm not going to put him in Super Bowl. But you know what? Hoohames, you convinced me.
You're welcome.
Me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So like, I really do think that it's either just the Chargers or Broncos, like in the AFC. Like Ravens could do it. Like Ravens too. Like I think one of those three teams are like the team that does it. And there's always the chance that Cincinnati just routes everybody. Like those four teams, I think, are like the bets to possibly get to the Super Bowl in the AFC. In the NFC, I think it's Rams, like the Rams, the Bears, and like maybe if the Eagles just happen to like,
yeah, maybe
like if Mannion is this god that everybody thinks he is, like their defense is still really good. Their offensive line, as long as they're healthy, like they're fine. But like maybe the Eagles again. But like
the run that Sirianni's been on has to end. Like at some point, he just can't overcome. You know, like they can make the playoffs, but they can't get anything past it.
Like I could see the Niners winning the game or two in the playoffs, but like I don't know that they like. I don't know they could get all the way there, but they're good. I mean, they've got there a couple times, but like I can even see them getting to the Super Bowl and losing to either team, like any of those teams. Like I guess the Patriots, like I could see them getting there again, but I don't know. Like,
doubt it. Could you see the Bills getting there?
I just believe, like, they didn't add anything to defense again, right?
No, I mean not really. And then they lost their defensive head coach. So yeah, it's not.
And they lost their head coach, and they have an offensive play caller and as their head coach now, like, and they didn't change anything on defense very much. And then the offseason, like, we got to get better against the run. Well, what'd you do to change that?
If the Chiefs do make the playoffs, can you see them going the distance or not?
I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes.
Right.
Like,
they're a dark horse for sure.
If we get there, it means that something did go right on offense and defense. And I think the veterans on the team could make some stuff happen if we get to the playoffs. Like Chris Jones would be fully motivated at that point. That means Delane actually really worked out and he's shutting people down. It also means that like either Rice is fully healthy or Cyrus Allen turned into something.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think that the things that get Kansas City to the playoffs and to win a game, those specific things are things that are very scary for the league. But I don't think those things are like super likely.
Probably not.
So
all right.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. But this was a lot of fun. We have our draft in a little under an hour. I think we need to be there a little early too. So
yeah, I think in an hour is when they were wanting to meet.
I'm not sure, but I think I need to get some stuff taken care of. So
I need to eat. So
yeah. This was a blast, man. Appreciate your info, and we had some conflicting opinions, but for the most part, the cream of the crop we agree on.
I did horrible last year. Like my team that I had fully tanked to do nothing, and is the same team you did that I just waved the white flag on this year. And that was the Niners. I put the Niners at 5 wins last year. I'm like, it's just all going to fall apart. Like, and I did the same thing with the I had the Steelers at 7, I think. And everybody argued at that one. And I was like, look, like you got to pick some battles. Like these are the ones I'm picking. I might not even have a good reason. I'm just taking them. Like, and the Vikings, like I don't know, like Kevin O'Connell seems to just be underperforming every year right now. Like like maybe I'm just mad at him for JJ McCarthy still. I don't know.
Once you get film on the Vikings and you figure them out, they're very beatable. but then their defense randomly just shuts you down and just keeps them in a very slow burn game.
Flores
and they find a way.
When Flores gets cooking, like the other team just can't get, like, he figures out a team specifically, and whenever it gets going, like, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And like when they win, like they dominate games. Like 2 years ago with Cousins at the helm, like just not ruining the team, or I guess Darnold. It was Darnold, right?
Yeah, it was Darnold.
Yeah, but like even before that with Cousins, like they were fine. But with Darnold, they had an offense that like was fine. And maybe that happens again with Kyler. Like if you tell me at the end of the year the Vikings won 12 games, I'd be like, yeah, I see it. But like
they're either crushing or totally falling apart in the second half. Yeah. But
like but there's just a team I'm like, and like the Jaguars, could I see them win 12 games? I could. Could I see them not get to the playoffs because of one major deficiency and teams figuring that out? Yeah, I could. You know, like I don't know. Like that's why the game's awesome. That's why it's fun.
Well, we'll get to finally see this happen in like 2 weeks. It's getting so
ready.
Close. I'm very ready as well.
Yeah, I got 100 drafts to do. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck in the Iron Throne, and I'll try not to snipe you all the time, but you know you're getting sniped a couple times.
I know exactly. Like I know the exact players I want, and I think I'm good. I'm not sure about Robert on one or two of the players, but I know that passing them past like these players that go in those ranges, I think you and Steve from Fanspeak aren't in on.
So what's interesting is we gave Rob our exposure lists, and he's gonna be sniping both of us possibly at different times. Yeah. So there's a world where it does bite us in the ass. But
the Walker news is interesting.
I had a feeling you were trying to set up Walker at 13, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you know what I'm like. I don't think anybody has any clue what I'm about.
Well, I've heard you say that you have Walker at like 13 overall. Maybe I'm mistaking for someone else, but I thought I heard you say that recently.
For best ball, I do.
Okay. In full PPR, it must be different.
Well,
yeah. Well,
no, in redraft, things are way different.
Gotcha.
Like, I will vary. My ranks are going to be a lot different than they are in best ball.
Well, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Later, man.
Yep. Peace.
Bye, everyone.